The story of our understanding of sex and gender begins with a microscope. In the early 20th century, scientists peered into cells. They saw something fascinating. There were structures in the nucleus that looked like letters. These were chromosomes. They came in pairs. Most pairs looked the same, but one pair was different. In some individuals, both chromosomes looked the same. In others, one was smaller. Scientists named these X and Y. They linked them to biological sex. XX meant female, XY meant male. This discovery was groundbreaking. It gave us a genetic basis for sex determination. As we delved deeper into genetics, cracks appeared in the simple XXXY model. Scientists discovered individuals with different chromosome combinations. Some had XXY, others had XYY or just X. These variations didn't fit neatly into male or female categories. They challenged our binary understanding of sex. Then came the discovery of intersex conditions. These are cases where an individual's sexual anatomy doesn't fit typical definitions of male or female. Some people are born with ambiguous genitalia. Others develop unexpected secondary sex characteristics at puberty. These conditions occur more often than many realize. They show that sex exists on a spectrum, not in two distinct categories. Genetic studies revealed even more complexity. We found that many genes influence sex development. It's not just about X and Y. Variations in these genes can lead to a range of outcomes. Environmental factors also play a role. Hormones in the womb affect brain development. The binary model was too simple to capture this complexity. At the heart of sex determination lies a tiny piece of genetic code, the SRY gene. This gene, typically found on the Y chromosome, acts like a switch. When present, it usually triggers male development. It starts a cascade of events that lead to the formation of testes. Without it, ovaries typically develop instead. This gene's discovery was a major breakthrough in understanding sex differentiation. But the story doesn't end with SRY. Hormones play a crucial role too. The developing testes produce testosterone. This hormone shapes many male characteristics. It influences genital formation, muscle development, and even brain structure. In its absence, the body typically develops female characteristics. Estrogen, produced primarily by the ovaries, guides female development. However, the interplay between genes and hormones is complex. Sometimes the SRY gene is present but doesn't function properly. This can lead to XY individuals developing female characteristics. Hormone sensitivity also varies between individuals. It's another factor that contributes to the spectrum of human sex characteristics. One of the most fascinating real-world examples of complex sex development is found in the Dominican Republic. Here, a group of people known as Gevidoches, or penis at 12, have captured scientific attention. These individuals are genetically male, XY, but are born appearing female. At puberty, they develop male characteristics, including external male genitalia. The Gevidoches have a genetic variation affecting an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase. This enzyme normally converts testosterone into dihydrotestosterone, DHT. DHT is crucial for the development of male genitalia in the womb. Without it, these XY individuals develop external female genitalia at birth. But at puberty, the surge of testosterone triggers male development. This phenomenon highlights the complexity of sex development. It shows how a single enzyme can dramatically affect sexual characteristics. The discovery of Gevidoches has had significant implications for medical science. It serves as a powerful reminder of the diversity of human biology. The scientific discoveries about sex and gender have profound implications for understanding trans and intersex identities. Transgender individuals have a gender identity that differs from their sex assigned at birth. Intersex people have variations in sex characteristics that don't fit typical binary notions of male or female bodies. These identities are not new, but our scientific understanding of them has evolved. Research suggests that gender identity, like other aspects of sex and gender, is influenced by multiple factors. These include genetics, hormones, and brain structure. Studies have found that trans individuals often have brain structures more similar to their identified gender than their assigned sex. This suggests a biological basis for gender identity, separate from chromosomes or genitalia. For intersex individuals, the complexity of biological sex development is particularly relevant. Their bodies naturally demonstrate the spectrum of sex characteristics. Some intersex variations are visible at birth, others become apparent later in life. Understanding this biological complexity helps validate trans and intersex experiences. It challenges the idea that sex and gender are simple or binary. The development of biological sex is a symphony of genetic, hormonal, and environmental factors. It begins at conception, but continues throughout life. The process is far more intricate than the simple XXXY model suggests. Multiple genes on various chromosomes play a role. Hormones act at different stages of development. Environmental factors can influence outcomes. One key aspect of this complexity is the concept of mosaic genetics. Some individuals have cells with different genetic makeups in their bodies. This can result from events early in embryonic development. For example, a person might have some XX cells and some XY cells. This condition, known as chimerism, can lead to a mix of male and female characteristics. Epigenetics adds another layer of complexity. These are changes in gene expression that don't alter the DNA sequence. Environmental factors can trigger epigenetic changes. These changes can influence how sex-related genes are expressed. The timing of various developmental events is also crucial. The process is more like a delicate dance than a simple switch. Many common beliefs about sex and gender are oversimplifications. Basic biology education often presents a binary model. It focuses on XX and XY chromosomes. It describes clear-cut male and female development. While this simplified model can be useful for introducing concepts, it doesn't capture the full picture. It can lead to misconceptions that persist into adulthood. One common misconception is that sex is determined solely by chromosomes. In reality, many factors influence sex development. Another is that there are only two possible outcomes, male or female. The existence of intersex individuals challenges this binary view. There's also a tendency to conflate sex, gender identity, and sexual orientation. These are distinct aspects of human identity and biology. These misconceptions can have real-world consequences. They can lead to discrimination against individuals who don't fit binary norms. They can result in medical decisions that don't account for biological diversity. Advanced education is crucial to address these misconceptions. By providing a more complete picture, we can foster greater understanding and respect for human diversity. Gender identity is a person's internal sense of their gender. It may or may not align with the sex they were assigned at birth. Like biological sex, gender identity exists on a spectrum. It's not limited to just male or female. Some people identify as non-binary, gender fluid, or agender. Others may have a gender identity that changes over time. Research suggests that gender identity has biological components. Brain imaging studies have found similarities between trans individuals and cisgender people of their identified gender. These similarities exist in brain regions associated with body perception and self-awareness. This suggests that gender identity is not simply a choice or a social construct. It has roots in our biology. However, biology is not destiny. Cultural and social factors also influence how people understand and express their gender. Different cultures have different gender norms and categories. It's important to recognize that a person's gender identity is a fundamental part of who they are. Respecting someone's stated gender identity is crucial for their mental health and well-being. Scientific progress has revealed the incredible diversity of human biology. Each new discovery adds to our understanding of sex and gender. It shows us that nature produces a wide range of variations. These variations are not errors or abnormalities. They are part of the rich tapestry of human diversity. This diversity is a strength, not a weakness. Our growing scientific knowledge challenges us to rethink our categories and assumptions. It calls for more nuanced approaches in medicine, law, and society. For example, medical treatments may need to be tailored to individual biology, rather than assuming a simple male-female divide. Legal definitions of sex and gender may need to be expanded to reflect biological reality. This scientific progress also highlights the importance of ongoing research. There is still much to learn about sex and gender biology. Each discovery opens up new questions. It's an exciting and dynamic field of study. Embracing this scientific progress means being open to changing our views. It calls for humility in the face of nature's complexity. As we've seen, the biology of sex and gender is far more complex than once thought. It's a spectrum, not a binary. This complexity is reflected in the diversity of human experiences and identities. Recognizing this complexity is crucial for creating a more just and inclusive society. It's not just about scientific accuracy, it's about respecting and valuing all individuals. Education plays a key role in fostering this understanding. We need to update our curricula to reflect current scientific knowledge. This means teaching about the spectrum of sex characteristics and gender identities. It means explaining the interplay of genetics, hormones, and environment. By providing a more complete picture, we can reduce misconceptions and prejudice. Respecting scientific progress means being open to new information. It means challenging our assumptions and biases. This can be uncomfortable, but it's essential for personal and societal growth. Ultimately, embracing the complexity of sex and gender is about recognizing our shared humanity.